This is TWiT.
Whole Foods is going to be getting the Amazon Just Walk Out technology. First two stores will be in California and Washington, D.C., in the Glover Park neighborhood of Washington, D.C., and in Sherman Oaks, California. This is the store where you go, you grab, and you go. Did you try it, Stacey, in Seattle?
I've done it there, but this is actually bigger. So it's the same technology, but it's a Whole Food. It's applied over,
Yeah, to imagine how many cameras you need and how do you count how many bananas you got.
Imagine the computational workload that's happening behind the scenes. Because, I mean, how many people in a grocery store at any given time? Like 200?
So when you get to the Whole Foods, you'll scan the app or insert a credit card linked to your Amazon account, or, and this is very controversial, place your palm over a palm scanning system called Amazon One.
Oh yeah, I remember when that came out.
Right. So, but you could also just scan the app. You need to identify yourself somehow. I think probably safer to use the phone's authentication.
I use the app, and it's totally fine. Although it is annoying to have like 18 different Amazon apps on my phone.
True.
If you opt out of the cashierless technology, there aren't any cashiers. You'll have to use self-checkout or go over to a customer service booth. Yeah, it's really an interesting idea to put this in a normal-sized Whole Foods.
Well, it's also like I wonder about the communication with so you can't just turn this on because people who are used to that being their grocery store who aren't like tech people, are they going to just walk in and be like, what the heck? So what's the education
can't I shop here? Yeah. Well, in fact,
what if you're more than one person shopping at a time? Because it knows that you, the person, picked that up off the shelf and put it in the cart. Well, what if my wife and I are both shopping? Not that happens because she thinks I'm a disaster at a grocery store, but just theoretically. Or your kid grabs
What do you
something,
buy a lot of candy? What makes somebody a disaster in a grocery store?
I'm a disaster. I'm not allowed to go to the grocery store.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Yeah.
No.
Well, what do you guys do?
There's a similar rule in place here in the Pruitt restaurant.
You two, all three of you? So what do you say? I got to have Fruit Loops. Mommy, give me Fruit Loops.
No, I don't know where everything is. Why isn't the ketchup next to the tomatoes? It's not logical. I can't ever find anything.
Ketchup does not belong.
Okay, Jeff, your reason is silly.
Oh, that's cringy. Okay.
My reason is I pick up expensive. Mine is expensive cheeses.
Yes.
Weird fruits and I'm just like, rice pudding? I don't mind if I do.
I'm lucky because my wife encourages me to buy expensive cheeses and rice pudding.
That's the thing. Yeah. I will go and I will buy the more expensive stuff here and there, but I don't send the rest of the family because they're wasteful. They'll buy a lot of stuff.
Oh, you won't. Oh, you're the one who won't let them go.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm the one that manages the grocery run. And poor niece, she's getting the wrath of that now because
she wants to shop.
Mm-hmm. I have to slow her down. It's like, no, that's wasteful. Your eyes are hungry.
Oh, you're kind of the grocery store. Scrooge.
Yeah, pretty much.
El Comandante.
I just don't like waste.
See, you're the reason I'm not allowed to go to the grocery store anymore. That's the deal. People
Andrew's
like you.
Is that why?
Yeah, I
feel, the other day I was in a Safeway, and I don't normally go to the Safeway. I usually go to smaller artisanal stores.
Mm-hmm. Of course you do. Smaller artisanal.
I'm especially not allowed to those.
Petaluma Market is all that. I love Petaluma
Yeah, I love Petaluma Market. So I prefer to go to them instead. But I went to the Safeway, and I felt like a Soviet citizen coming to America for this first time. I was gobsmacked. I was in awe. I was looking around and saying, look at all the vegetables and oh my God, look at all this. And it really hit me that we live, at least some of us, are very fortunate to live in the land of plenty.
True.
It's kind of amazing.
True.
It's really interesting because with COVID, there's food shortages in most of our grocery stores now in certain areas, like certain types of pasta or like this week we couldn't find any canned
chicken for a while.
You can't get bucatini to save your life.
Well, no, I mean, I'm with you, but I think it's a real wake-up call for a lot of us to be like going through and being like my husband is like, Stacey, look, your recipes are too complicated now. Not all this stuff is in the grocery store anymore. So he's having, and since I do most of the cooking, he's like, I don't know what substitutes work. So it's really interesting, like, to feel like the plenty is leaving.
From Grub Street, what the hole is going on? The very real, totally bizarre bucatini shortage of 2020.
That was an amazing story. And I actually was affected because I love bucatini.
I love bucatini. Did we ever find out why? They actually went to the National Pasta Association.
It's a great story. It's all about like how an unnamed pasta giant got it, like, tattled on another unnamed pasta giant about the like amount of flour or something in their bucatini. They got in trouble
with the FDA. That's right. Haters.
So it wasn't officially pasta or something. I can't remember. But the broad scope of it is they tattled to the regulators, and the regulators said, until you can change your recipe, you can't be classified as pasta in the U.S. So that took out a whole hunk of bucatini.
Wow.
So what do you call it?
That was part of it. That wasn't all of it. But it was a great story.
Apparently, the U.S. found iron levels in DiCecco bucatini lacking by 2.1 milligrams.
Yes, and DiCecco is the best
It's
pasta,
great pasta.
Y'all.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It's great. It's Italian.
Well, so is like Barilla
is very, very good too. Yeah. Although at the artisanal store, I usually buy fresh handmade pasta.
Well, yeah.
But they don't make bucatini. Anyway, I don't know why that was a rat hole. Meanwhile, what happens if a couple walks into Just Walk Out? I don't know.
Yeah, I wish they would open one near me, because like when my daughter and I go, we do occasionally get to go, but we split up. I'll be like, okay, get these 3 things, go, and then
Yeah. How do you sell things by the pound? Because the camera knows. Does the camera judge how big?
They do have
the
weights.
onion is?
They do have weights.
Well, there's humans behind the counter still weighing stuff out and labeling it and so forth. In fact, Amazon was quick to say these locations will employ a comparable number of team members as existing Whole Food markets and stores of similar sizes. With Just Walk Out enabled Whole Food Market stores, how team members in the store spend their time is simply shifting, allowing them to spend even more time interacting with customers. No, honey, no. You can't come in here and buy anything. Where's your smartphone, dear? No, you have to have a smartphone. Well, you could put your palm on this, but do you have an Amazon account? No, I'm sorry, you can't come in without an Amazon account. Stuff like that.
It is true. I mean, I send my kid in for...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You send your kid in, and then what?
I'll because we are walking distance between to a Safeway. So now when she's like, oh, I forgot to tell you, but I need this for my recipe tomorrow morning, I'm like, you got feet. Here's $5.
He's in Safeway, amazing place, full of food. Every aisle has food. It's amazing.
I think their produce is lacking.
Well, you know what? Maybe that your Safeway was that way, but I was actually surprised at the produce at the Safeway in Petaluma. But they're competing with, artisanal produce.
Coming from Texas, where we had H-E-B and like these massive, like super H-E-Bs or super Targets or like massive grocery stores, coming up here in like urban grocery stores was a real change. I was like, there are only like 5 feet of pasta on the
You
shelves.
live on an island. You're cut off from the mainland.
How much do you need on that daggum island?
That wasn't my point, but okay. Bucatini, baby.
We have 2 grocery stores on the island.
It's a big island.
And then it's a big island. We have 24,000 people.
Yeah.
25,000 people now.
Hat Island, where I'm moving, doesn't have anything.
You have a pond and some fields.
Yeah. There's nothing on Hat Island. But
I'm with Mr. Jarvis, though, regarding like stuff that you have to weigh, considering how much meat that we buy here. How is that going to be handled when it's based on by the pound? And if it's just somebody back there measuring it out and they put the label on it to be scanned, what if I happen to have that label inside my hand accidentally as I'm walking out and there's no camera that can see it? And
right.
How
right. So at the Amazon stores that exist, it's so heavily packaged that if you reach for a tuna sandwich, it knows where the tuna sandwich is. And all the tuna sandwiches are the same.
Does seem to be a problem
for steak,
doesn't it? Yeah.
I don't get it. I mean, they'll figure it out.
It must have a barcode on it, right? Or a QR code. It's pre-weighed, and
they'll probably weigh the floor where you're standing and see how much weight it has.
No, actually, I do think there are sensors in the containers.
There are sensors on the shelves.
Yeah.
I said that.
Yeah.
Except I think I said there are sensors on the scales. That didn't make sense.
There's scales on the sensors, which are attached
scales
to
my
shelves.
eyes.
Yeah.